Hell Night is the 1981 independent feature released by Compass International Pictures. It does star Linda Blair. The film was later released on DVD by Anchor Bay Pictures. I honestly wasn't really too impressed with this movie. Once again, it was one of those films that I watched during a bout of insomnia, so maybe I just don't pick good movies when I'm sleep deprived, or I just don't pay attention as well. I do know the film is a cult classic. I was expecting to be wowed or hoping to actually like or take to the film, but that obviously didn't work out. So we do have Linda Blair. She's playing one of the lead characters, Marty, and basically the film just opens up. It's Halloween night. We've got some sort of a masquerade party, and it's sort of a hazing for new pledges. 4 people are taken out to the Garth Manor, and they basically have to spend the night in this location, which is may or may not be inhabited by a lunatic. Apparently the story goes that the owner, Raymond Garth, basically one night just flips out. He strangles his wife. He proceeds to murder his 3 children. The reason being is because they had deformities. Obviously he got tired of having messed up kids, and apparently he showed his wife. Well, on top of that, he showed himself because he hung himself. The youngest child, Andrew, is the only one who was not found, so it is suspected that he is still living inside the manor. Along the lines, we do have some of the basic college prank nonsense. The house is rigged with sounds and tripwires and things like that. Of course, the group does discover this. They disattach everything, but not too long after the real murders start, so they gradually wind up getting picked off. We also eventually have a minor Texas Chainsaw Massacre moment where Marty and one of the other survivors, they stumble across an underground passageway, and they find their dead friends posed in somewhat of a morbid dinner party, and I really don't know what the whole purpose in that was, other than maybe the loony was just lonely, wanted somebody to have supper with. But yeah, the whole tea party concept just really wasn't working for me. So we eventually do discover that there are actually 2 killers, not just one, which I assumed was, of course, Andrew and Raymond Garth. Who else could they have been, although they were both freakish looking or deformed-ish. That's basically open to interpretation as to who the second person could have been. It could have been one of the other sons. But in our thrilling conclusion, we basically have Linda Blair, or Marty, impaling the last psycho on a wrought iron fence. Basically by that point, I was just glad that the movie was finally over. I really just wasn't too into it. Basic standard, very thin storyline, not really too impressive. One of the interesting things that I did find, and I don't know if this actually helps or hurts the story, or as far as budget-wise, but the film was actually completed in 40 days, which kind of to some degree reminds me of the whole Roger Corman school of film, although Roger Corman always did an awesome job. Always great budgeting and stories. Well, the stories were not afraid to make fun of themselves, which made them more enjoyable, and the acting was always good. But that is pretty much all I have for you today, and I will talk to you later.